Hey, folks! Welcome to Point of View with Apana, and I have our in-house muso with me in the studio today. Jessie-May is here, and you know what? She's going to play live music for us. A young singer, songwriter, director, actor, and artist, most successful as an internet personality, Jessie has released 4 singles and a collection of episodic works that accompanied their 5-track EP Zone Out in 2020. Originally trained in musical theatre, Jessie transferred to music when she was 16, teaching themselves guitar from YouTube to elevate their musical career, as they had been writing songs with lyrics and melody since they were 5 years old. Jessie is passionate about social justice and activism, often releasing music about movements that are important to them, raising awareness and sharing donations links in the hopes it will make a difference. Jessie is neurodivergent and was born with ASD, ADHD, OCD, and developed PTSD as a result of their early hardships and extreme childhood trauma. Jessie believes that the world thrives on diversity and that benign individuality is something to be celebrated and not feared. And she's here in the studio with me. Let's welcome Jessie together. Hey, Jessie.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
How's it going?
Good. I've been doing a show with other musicians I also admire, and we collaborate to do what I call garage sessions. So we go to Damien Gerard's studios, which is where I record a lot of my albums. We do covers together and showcase each other's talents as well as what we can create together, which I think is cool.
It is super cool. So how did you land up at Damien Gerard?
I've known Marshall Cullen for a long time, so he's the owner of the studio, and he's really launched my music career as a publicist and a media guy, and he helped me with my first singles and my first EP and my last album. I had an idea where I really wanted to sing with other musicians. I hadn't done it since TAFE, but I remember how much I loved singing with others, like how much more fun it is, and it's not kind of like just you and your guitar. It's like you connect, but through the music, but also create something.
Not the boring stuff.
Yeah.
So what's news?
I'm creating another album, but at the moment I want to do more live stuff because I've been successful online, but like my live stuff was not my strongest area, so I wanted to improve that this year. So I've been doing more lives, which is also why I guess garage sessions is good, because we record all the performances live and then we put it up on the internet and share it with everyone and stuff. So yeah.
So how's your internet growth looking?
I've got a lot of followers. Strangely, I'm mostly successful in India, so thank you to all my Indian subscribers. I've had a lot more engagement over the last couple of years, I think, but also just recently with all the stuff that I've been uploading, which is good. And I think I've found as well a lot of my kind of like editing style as well. So when I upload vlogs and things, I wasn't really sure what I want to do or which direction to go, but I think now it's like I've got more of a consistent kind of style in that, so that's good too.
Interesting. Well, do you wanna I don't know, you wanna do the Indian show on Sundays?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Make a mass appeal.
Yeah.
Make a mass request for people to follow your music further.
Yeah. That'd be so good.
Indian listeners. That's very interesting. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, because my stuff is very like indie pop. It's not Indian sounding, but it's just, I think maybe somehow it's
not true. Indian people don't just listen to Indian music. Michael Jackson has had some of his biggest concerts. Bryan Adams, you name a musician.
That's a good point.
When can we look forward to some vinyl?
Oh, I don't know. I do a lot of online stuff, but I don't release physical vinyl. I wish I did. Do you mean like, yeah, I wish I did, but the CD level before you get to the vinyl, I think. Hopefully soon, yeah. Oh, actually, if you contact me like on my social medias, I sell CDs of my own, just myself, not through like a channel or anything or like an agency, just onto a CD. So you can always buy them through me. Yeah.
Right. And how do you find the time to to be able to do? You mentioned editing, so how do you
Yes.
find the time to do it?
Yeah,
When?
I do. Some with the editing, it's kind of like you've got to schedule time or just do it like when you can, like here and there. Like before I came this morning, I was like, oh, I've got an hour. Okay, I'll sit down and do my vlog. And like, it's very like you've got to find the time when you can, because it's an important part of it, but it's not like the part of it that you focus mostly on. So it's the kind of behind the scenes stuff that really drives it.
Right. What was your experience like at the Gerard Studios?
Good. I love the studio because it's a massive space, but it feels cozy because it has so many cool rugs and like lighting and stuff there that's really homey, and like you feel like you belong there, which is really cool. And it has such awesome stuff, like all the high-tech mics they use and all the sound engineering is like crazy professional, and I think it definitely elevates like what you play and what you make, because it's like if I just released like my demos of me at home, I wouldn't be like nearly as like successful, because it's all down to like the place that you record, but also they have sound engineers that work there at the studio, like Andrew Beck, Murray Dilger, and they've worked on my stuff from like the beginning. And the mixing and the mastering, that's a really big important part of the process of the final song. Mm-hmm.
Last time I did mention this to you, I don't know if you remember it, but what is happening in the joint venture arena? Because I'd mentioned that to you.
The joint
venture?
Yeah.
Have you thought of collaborating with
yes,
other artists? And
yeah, so on the garage sessions I get about 2 artists during that month. We collaborate on covers together, and then also I interview them, which is fun. That was a new thing too. I was like a little nervous, but I was like, oh, I'm actually good at this. So that was good.
Do you want to trade chairs?
Yeah, they end up swapping swapping roles. Also, I've collaborated with Miguel Cullen Green. We recently released, maybe like last year or so, a song called My Type, and that one was really fun to do, and it was a quirky one about like nerdy guys instead of like the conventionally attractive like hot guy that you see on the cover of magazines. And we have a duet that we haven't recorded yet, but we've demoed it a couple times, but we've demoed it to death because we demoed it, then we re-demoed it, but we hadn't finished like the final product yet, and we really want to release that, and that's called Anchor. And that one's like a love song, but it's kind of like, it reminds me of like the fairy tale kind of love. That's what I picture in my head when I think of it.
Interesting, very interesting. All right, Jessie-May Kay, let's get started. What's it like working with Joanne McMahon, and what are the areas that you feel that you've been helped?
Vocally, definitely. I think so. Originally, just doing musical theatre, I had learnt about, like vocal projection and sort of how to stay in key, like in your range, but I hadn't really...
Give us an example.
So when I first began, I wasn't as aware of the spaces you have to sing. So if I was to hit a high note, I wouldn't go like, and like hit like in that soft palette. I would go like, and it would not, like hit in this right space. And also it's bad for your vocals, like your throat, which is...
like a George Michael moment. I want to hit that.
Yeah, it's good for technique, and it allowed me to improve vocally, but also health-wise. So I notice when I sing as well that I'm not straining as much, so it's not like after every show I'm like, oh, my throat's sore now.
Did you remember a piece from your musical theatre?
Oh, it's been a while, but no, I think the last one I did was Beauty and the Beast, but I was the Beast. And I had to wear
give us a dialogue or a piece that you remember.
Ooh.
Just so the audience understands what the difference between...
The difference, I think, is the acting. Doing musical theatre, I had to play characters. That helped my confidence because none of the pressure was on me, it was all on the character. But it's a different kind of like art form. For me, when I acted, it was very physical. I played a lot of physical characters. I had to push my energy out into my body and in different ways. So when I was the Beast, I had to lower my voice and like claw my hands and speak with and like even the way I hold myself would be different. If I tried to play a character, which I kind of did when I was like 17, it was like, okay, I've gone on stage before, I'll just pretend I'm a different character. But then that kind of stunts your performance because you're so focused on how you look that you're not stripping it back and being natural, because when you sing, you have to relax, and then the more relaxed you are, the better you sing. It's easier than straining and the diaphragm and everything. Like it's that has been the biggest thing I think helped me between the two and crossing over from the worlds.
Right, interesting. All right, well, why don't we take a quick sponsorship break, and while we get Jessie-May Kay to warm up her vocal cords and tune the guitar.
I always think of any time I've had anyone that I've fallen in love with, I think of this song because I've always felt so alien that, I don't know, being the way I am, it's like we should just kiss like real people do. It's just, that's what I feel like, because it's something that doesn't come easy to me, being autistic and just the way I am, just even my sexuality. Like kissing is a special thing for me, which some people, it's like modern and open-minded in that way, but I'm just not a frisky person. So to me, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like I love you enough, so we should kiss like real people do, because it's special. Also, I like how it sounds Irish.